Greetings! I have a deck to share. This is my Elf Commander deck. So the commander for this particular deck is Dionys, Elvish Archdruid. Elves you control have, whenever this creature becomes tapped during your turn, untap it and put a 1/1 counter on it. This ability triggers only once each turn. From Foundation's Jumpstart, they have a few uncommon legendary creatures in that set that are worth $5 to $10. And he was 15 to 18 for a long time. Now he's down to 6 or 7, which is all right. Doesn't matter. I pulled him out of a $7.50 pack anyway, so it's still gravy. Doesn't matter. But yeah, he's a good pull and a good commander. So, but you know what? Also, I'm also kind of considering changing him to a different commander. So we'll see, because there's plenty of legendary creatures in here. So in my commander deck, this little deck tech for elves, it's mono green, all elves. So we got Garrick's Uprising. That's a good enchantment to have. If a creature for power or greater enters the battlefield, draw a card. All my creatures will have trample with this, and whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Oh yeah, when this enters the battlefield, and I've got a creature 4 power or greater, draw a card. So when it enters, if I've got a big creature, yes. All my creatures have trample, and every time I put down a creature 4 or bigger, yes. King Harold's Revenge. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and gains trample. It must be blocked this turn if able. Excellent card to have in here. Now, I bought a bunch of these recently. What was it? Infinity full art lands. They're not foils. There was a local LGS and I had a bunch of store credit. LGS had 18 of these at $1.15 each. I took all 18, hell yeah. So I've got a bunch of these. I've got 18 of these in here. This Alana Huntmaster from Lorwyn. This is a good card. I'm trying to remember if it's been reprinted in a recent set or not. Maybe it has. Maybe an elf deck of some sort. Whenever you play an elf spell, you may put a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token into play. Excellent to have. Paradise Druid has hexproof as long as it's untapped. So when this comes out and it's untapped, nobody can touch it with it. No one can bolt it. No one can unsummon it or anything, as long as it's untapped. And it's a mana rock for any color. Falling Star Forest from Dominaria Remastered. Love those. Door of Destinies. Perfect card for this deck. Whenever I cast a spell of the chosen type, when it comes out, choose a creature type. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, put a counter on Door of Destinies. Creatures you control of the chosen type get 1/1 for each charge counter. So you just keep ramping up the 1/1s, ramping up the 1/1s. Priest of Titania. Add a green to your mana pool for each elf on the battlefield. Lovely card. Was in one of the Urza sets originally. Here it's from a Commander set. Commander 17? Maybe? No, not Commander 17. Commander something. One of the Commander sets. 2017. Originally one of the Urza sets. I bet the foil Urza set one is worth a pretty penny. But it was reprinted in Modern Horizons 3 as well. So they're under $1. Pick them up. They're great cards. Stained Glass Forest. Seeker of Skybreak from Tempest. Such a good card. Untapped target creature. I've had these for years. This was it. I had my brother send me some Magic cards. I had a little bit left in my old collection from back in the US. And Seeker of Skybreak was in there. I bought these for a pittance. They're worth $1 each now. I probably paid 10 cents for these 15 years ago. Excellent cards. I think they've been reprinted in some Commander decks and maybe a set or two since. Excellent cards. Recommend it. Untapped target creature. That's all it does. That's all it needs to do because it does a kick-ass combo. Collector's Edition Soul Ring. So this is a Square Corner Soul Ring Collector's Edition. I run it in this deck as a proxy basically for Soul Ring because technically it is a real Magic card, a real Soul Ring. Not tournament legal, but come on, we're playing casual Commander, so I don't care. If they want me to open up a binder and show them a Soul Ring, I've got a million of them. An expensive one. This one in the condition it's in, 50, 60 bucks maybe, US. Great card. Another stained glass forest. Foil, full art, anime Guardian project from Ravnica Remastered. It's worth a pretty penny still. I think it's in the $40 something range, or just $40, I'm not sure. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. So this card, I'd love to get a cheaper copy of it to run in this deck. And I will someday, because the cheap copies are like $5 to $7. But it's a great card because in Commander, if you're running green in your deck and you have, it's a singleton deck, so nothing's going to have the same name unless you've got persistent petitioners, or one of those cards you can have a whole bunch of, like the rabbits from Foundations. But most of the time, Commander, beautiful card. Retreat to Kanzu. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature, or you gain a life. And this came from a deck I bought in 2015. I can't remember. It was a something versus something deck. But yeah, it's a great enchantment. I don't think it's even worth $1, but it's great for like any deck with green. You're dropping lands. You want to put a 1/1 counter on creatures, and you want to gain life all the time. So Well-Wishers is a beat-up copy. I've got 2 or 3 other copies that are in better condition, but I'll use the beat-up one. From Onslaught. So tap it, gain a life for each elf in play. Disgusting card. So you tap this, gain a life, use Seeker's Skybreak, untap it, tap it again. If you've got 10 elves out, you just gain 20 life in a turn. Cultivate, it's just a ramp card. We all know Cultivate. Command Tower. Useful in Commander. Is it like necessary in this deck? No, because there's no color fixing needed. But you know, I like to run it. Eladamri Corvacall. I ran this as Commander for a while. He's useful. I've been able to do some cool shit with Eladamri. He puts out big creatures. He puts out small creatures. It's like when he comes out, he's mythic. 3/3, 3 to come out. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. Useful. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Very, very good. Tap 1, green, and tap. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Reveal a card from your hand to the top card of your library. If you reveal a creature card this way, put it into the battlefield. Activate only your turn. So you can just cheat out cards with this. Big boys, small boys, doesn't matter. Perfect. Lotus Bloom. This is the foil promo Time Spiral Remastered Falling Star. Lotus Bloom, I only have one. I'll get another one someday. So suspend 3. So for 3 turns, it comes out, it's out of play for 0 casting cost. Each 3 of the 3 turns, a time counter comes off. On the 3rd one, the last one comes out, it comes out, it's in play. And you sacrifice it, add a mana of any color. So it's like less offensive Black Lotus. Useful in this deck? Hell yeah. Wirewood Lodge from Onslaught. Kind of key in an elf deck. Tap it to add a colorless, or tap it with a green, untap target elf. So I can also use these to untap Well-Wishers, or untap Seeker's Skybreak, or any elf. Elvish Archdruid. It's just a buff. It's an elf buff and a mana rock. All my elf creatures get 1/1. I can tap it to add a green. It's 2/2, so it's not super easily killed, but it is, you know, kind of easily killed. So Fandral, Hunger Dominus. Reach. So I can block flying creatures. It's 4/6, costs 7 to come out. At the beginning of combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. It's beautiful. 2 Phyrexian mana, so I can just pay 4 life. Sack 2 and sacrifice 2 other creatures. I can make it indestructible. Forest. Stained Glass. Elven Ambush. Create a 1/1 elf green warrior creature token for each elf you control. 3 colorless and a green, instant. So if I've got 20 elves on the table and I pop this, I've got 20 more elves on the table. So they'll bring it up to 40. Then you win, basically. Branching Evolution, if one or more 1/1 counters would be put on a creature you control, twice as many of the 1/1 counters are put on the creature instead. Great card, 2 colorless and a green. I don't think it's worth huge money at this point, but it's still a good card. Forest again, Elvish Piper, 3 colorless and a green, 1/1. Tap 1 green and tap it. Put a creature card from your hand in the battlefield. Simple cheat. Perfect. Lurking Predators. This has been creeping up. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it into the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put that card in the bottom of your library. Great card. You can just keep cheating creature cards into the battlefield as long as you want. This actually would do really well in my Muldrotha Graveguide deck. Emerald Medallion, just for more ramp. Nature's Lore, another ramp spell. Immaculate Magistrate. This lets you put a 1/1 counter on each elf you control. Disgustingly good card. Jahir, Friend of the Forest, so good from Commander's Legends Baldur's Gate. Tokens you control have tap to add a green, so all my elves will become mana rocks. And if I have a background enchantment, I can choose one of those two. I don't really run that background shit in this, I don't think. So we got Collective Resistance. This is a good card. Escalate, I can pay a green for each mode chosen beyond the first. So I can choose one or more and escalate. After the first, I escalate it for 1 green. I can destroy an artifact, I can destroy an enchantment, or I can give one of my creatures hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Quite useful. Essence Warden from Plane Chase, I think. Whenever another creature comes into play, you gain a life, so more life gain. Karn's Bastion, I can just keep proliferating. Choose any number of permanents and their players and give each another counter of the time already there. So I can give poison counters. I can double poison counters. I can double 1/1 counters. Galadriel Ambush, this is from the Lord of the Rings Commander deck. So I got a Commander deck of Lord of the Rings ages ago. And my wife got for me for my birthday the year they came out. It was just months after they came out. I just tore it apart and added bits and pieces to decks that I wanted because I really didn't want that. I mean, yes, it was a good deck. Yes, it has good cards in it. Yes, I got some good cards out of it. Yes, there were some cool reprints. But I didn't want to play those colors. If I want to play elves, I want to play mono green. Galadriel Ambush, create X/1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by non-elf creatures. It's a disgusting card. If someone's hitting me with like 1,000,000 fucking creatures, I can fucking whip this out at instant speed. I can create enough creatures to equal theirs as blockers, but then I won't even have to because it'll fog all of them. It's ridiculous. Bramble Crush. Destroy target non-creature permanent. I can take out an enchantment. I can take out a land. I can take out an artifact. I can take out... Oh, I think that's about it. But this just basically lets me fuck up a land if I want to. Whereas sometimes I've been toying with the idea, honestly, with this. It is a good card, but is it just sitting in my hand being a nothing burger half the time? Maybe. Imperious Perfect. Other elves I control get 1/1, and I can create a 1/1 green elf warrior token. It's not a bad card. Adaptive Automaton from Foundations. It's been reprinted 10 million times, so it's only worth $1, but it's good enough that it's $1 because it's a 2/2 for 3, colorless. It's a creature of whatever type that you want it to be, and the creature of the chosen and other creatures of the type that was chosen get 1/1, so it buffs. Japanese Elvish Archer, I think. So it basically gives all my creatures Forest Walk and something else. I have to look it up, but it's a good card. Heedless One, its power and toughness is equal to the number of elves I play. So if I fucking have like 20 elves out and I put this out, fucking game over. Gala Greeters, good in any deck with green, to be honest, because anytime you drop a creature, because of the alliance effect, you can put a 1/1 counter on this guy, you can create a tap treasure token, or you can gain 2 life. Mana Ramp, Findorn Elves, Sky Shroud Claim, more Mana Ramp, Beast Whisperer. Card draw. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. Genesis Wave. Friend of mine months ago, shout out to Nathan from Command Group, pointed out would be great in the deck. Reveal top X cards of your library. You may put any number of permanent cards with mana value X or less from among them into the battlefield. Then put all cards revealed this way that weren't put in the battlefield into your graveyard. Now that would also go good in my Muldrotha. So that's not a bad idea to grab another, because they're cheap. They're nothing burger for value. Oak Street Innkeeper. Now I grabbed this from my collection from back home when I went back a year and a half ago, from Ravnica Return to Ravnica in 2012. I bought 2 boxes of this. 2 colorless and a green, 1/2. As long as it's your turn, tap creatures you control have hexproof. That's a great creature. I don't understand why it's not worth $1. 7th edition foil forest. It's a little bit beat up on the other side, not terrible. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's a little frayed around the edges, but I don't care. 7th edition foil. I got this for $7 at the place I had trade-in credit. 7th edition foil, the only one I got, but it's a fucking cool one. Elvish Mystic, another mana ramp. Marwyn the Nurturer, a good commander. Was commander in this deck for a while. So 2 colorless and a green, 1/1. Whenever another elf enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Marwyn the Nurturer. Tap, add an amount of green equal to Marwyn's power. So it's just, she'll get more massive, bring out more big creatures, more amounts of small creatures that you've got. Yavimaya Cradle of Growth, kind of considering taking this out and putting it in another deck, but it's useful in here once all my elves have Forest Walk. Triumph of the Horde, so good. Good uncommon for new Phyrexia. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain Trample and Infect. Such a good card. Disgusting in here. Beast Within, destroy target permanent. Worthwhile card to have. I need to get more of them. Banner of Kinship from Foundations. I pulled a couple of these. As it enters, choose creature type. That artifact enters with a fellowship counter on it for each creature you control of the chosen type. So if I got 3, 5, 10, it'll give 1/1 +1/+1 to each creature I have for each of those fellowship counters. So it's good to leave till late game. Elvish Spirit Guide, more mana ramp. Classic Dark Maze of Ith. A little bit frayed around the edges, but I like having some of the classic versions sometimes, you know. Exploration. I've got a few of these. Just regular pulls from Dominaria Remastered. Play an additional land on each of your turns. Fucking great card. I'm glad I've got a couple at least. Canopy Technician. Just buffing your elves and really good ramp. Naturalize, destroy target artifact or enchantment, instant speed removal. Seedborn Muse makes this even more disgusting because I get to untap all permanents during other players' turns. Consign to Dust, I actually love this card. I picked out cards from my previous collection and gave the rest of what was left back to my friend, who's now back home, has gotten bitten by the magic bug again. Shout out to Brother from Another Mother. So Strive. Consign to Dust costs 2 colorless and a green more to cast for each target beyond the first. And I can destroy any number of target artifacts or enchantments. Tribute to the World Tree, a recent printing from 2023, I think. Late 2023 from March of the Machine. Great card from that set. One of the best cards from that set. 3 green. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card if its power is 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 1/1 counters on it. So, put a 1/1 or a 2/2 out. Put 2 1/1 counters on it. Then it'll be like a 3/3 or a 4/4. And then if it's bigger than 3, I draw a card. It's a win-win. Worldly Tutor. Tutoring for creatures. Love it. Heroic Intervention. The Teferi's Protection of Green sort of situation. Great in this deck. I think I've got another one I pulled. Broken Wings, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying, more removal. Crater Hoof, one of the original, the original was in Avacyn Restored, and then after that, Double Masters, Jumpstart from 2020. Jumpstart 2020. And I pulled a 2021. They're not worth what they used to be, but like they're still $15 or more, so again, pick them up. They're great. Tireless Provisioner, another $1 card. 3/2 for 2 colorless and 3, so it's already kind of mana efficient, but the landfall effect is so good. When land enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token or a treasure token. So if you need life, make it food. If you need mana, make it land. I swear, these things should be worth more than $1. Nissa Vervain, good planeswalker for this deck. Her +1, I can search my library for a card named Nissa's Chosen and put it in the battlefield, then shuffle my library. No, I never use that bit. The other +1, you gain 2 life for 1 elf you control. For each elf you control. So if I've got 10 elves out and I just use the +1 once, it's worth it. And at the end, if she ends up with 7 or 10 loyalty, remove them all. Search your library for a number of elf creature cards and put them into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So good. So good. If I can use this, if I can end up using this before turn 10 and just flood my fucking board with tons of good elves from this deck, fuck yeah. Land of War Elves, revised version. I used to have unlimited, but those are long gone. RIP, my old collection. I'd love to get unlimited ones again someday. I may, but for now, revised work does the trick. Elvish War Master, so good. Whenever 1 or more elves enter the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. So, if he's out, I can drop another creature. As long as I'm dropping another creature each turn, he's producing a creature. So he's doubling my creature output each turn. And then later on, by turn 3 or 4, depending on how much ramp I've got going on, all my elves will get 2/2 and gain death touch until end of turn. Tyvar the Pummeler, a relatively new entry from Duskmourn. 1 colorless and 3 green. No, 1 colorless, 2 green, 3/3. Tap another untapped creature you control. Tyvar the Pummeler gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. 3 colorless and 2 green. Creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So yeah, he's quite useful. 3 Tree City, so useful in this deck. So useful. Again, another recent printing from Bloomborough. This land is like a godsend from that set and well worth the price. Can't find them for 25 or less. You can't find them for less than 25 usually. Freyalise, Land of War's Fury. I could make her my commander, but I'm not gonna. So she can put a +2, put a 1/1 green elf creature token into the battlefield with tap, add 1 green to your mana pool. -2, destroy target artifact or enchantment. -6, draw a card for each green creature you control. And she comes out with 3 loyalty. 3 colorless and 2 green. Freyalise, Land Wars Free, can be your commander. And then Prowler's Helm. I love this one. Equipped creature can't be blocked except by walls. Equip 2. Disgustingly good card. Love it. And that, my friends, is my green commander deck. It's subject to slight changes from time to time, but I love it. So I hope you like, subscribe, shout out to Brother from Another Mother at the Mana Source. Check out the Mana Source on YouTube. He's doing Advent Calendar, 1 pack every day for the whole month of December. Last I saw, he was up to the 5th or 6th. He should be up further now, but yeah. Check him out as well. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm signing out for now. Peace out.